nation's commercial capital. This is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Harriet Agbenyi.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, one person killed, 3 arrested after about 50 people allegedly attempt to invade the Enugu State Government House. A raid on a drug den in Kaduna State leads to the arrest of 100 suspected addicts and 50 suspected peddlers. An advocacy for women holds sway as the world marks International Women's Day. And a Vietnamese plane spots possible oil slicks as the U.S. joins Asian nations to search for a missing Malaysian Airlines jet.
On business news tonight, Nigerian bond yields expected to rise at an auction next week.
And on sports news, Arsenal stay on course to end the trophy drought stretching back to 2005 as they secure a place in the semi-finals of the English FA Cup.
We begin tonight with the disturbing story of an alleged attack on the Enugu State Government House, where 1 person was killed and 3 persons are presently in police custody. Now, security operatives, including policemen, men of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and soldiers, are reported to have prevented about 50 people from gaining entry into the government house, which led to a fracas that left 1 person dead. The Enugu State Police Public Relations Officer, Mr. Ebere Amarizo, told Channels Television in this telephone interview that they are investigating the incident.
This thing allegedly happened in the early hours, just by 4 a.m. and you wouldn't have, so many persons within that time. It's just an attack, that allegedly, occurred. But what we're trying to find out is, because we've made this arrest and the investigation open up in this matter. So we'll be able to know who are these people, what are they up to, and all that, and as many things as possible that will come up from this. But you will not just know this on the surface value, on the surface here, except when we conduct your in-depth investigation, which already have commenced. We thank God that they were not able to succeed. It was for the efforts of the security operatives. So that's just, and we thank God for this, and arrest also made, which means we'll be heading somewhere. We have 1 casualty from the suspected hoodlum side, and the security operatives 1 that sustained injury. Both of them are responding to treatment. And the investigation is in full swing to unravel the motives and also tools behind the Dastardly Act. We have presently 3 persons in our custody that are helping us in our investigation. And the incident just happened. So we swung into an investigation with the view to find out the motives and those behind the Dastardly Act. And I bet you as the investigation rolls on, we'll be able to extend our tentacles to all these areas, and in the near future we'll be able to make it public on how far we have gone as far as this matter is concerned. I can confirm to you that when we come, people are moving about their number of people that is moving around the government house, everything is on, everything is in place, people are just going about, there's no panic, because the area is well fortified and patrols, and our men walking around the clock. That's no cause for alarm.
Over 500 persons, including security operatives, were killed in various communal clashes in Nasarawa State between December 2012 and September 2013. And this is part of the submission made by a judicial commission of inquiries set up by the Nasarawa State government to probe the killing of security operatives in Alakio community. The chairman of the panel, Justice Fola Gbadeyon, explained that property worth over 2 billion naira was also destroyed during the crisis.
On May the 7th, 2013, Alakio community in Lafia witnessed the killing of security operatives, including members of the Nigerian Police Force and the Department of State Security. On June the 26, 2013, the Nasarawa state government inaugurated a 9-member Judicial Commission of Inquiry. The commission was to unravel the immediate and remote causes of the crisis that led to the killings. The commission conducted its public sittings between July the 22nd and November the 11th of 2013. The result of the exercise is the presentation of a 6-volume report on the crisis, as well as several other crises in the state.
It is our hope that the findings and relevant recommendations of the Commission will accord with the demands of justice and at the same time help to enhance peaceful and harmonious coexistence among the over 30 diverse, predominantly agrarian ethnic groups in Nasarawa State.
The commission received 22 memoranda and took evidence from 89 witnesses during its public sittings. 65 exhibits were also admitted by the commission during the sittings. Although the recommendation of the commission were not made public, the state government promised to produce a white paper on the report, which will be implemented.
I want to assure you that with the submission of this report, we will expeditiously look into it with a view to bringing out the white paper for immediate implementation. Because as the saying goes, justice delayed is justice denied.
The Ombatse Group is the main suspect for the killings, and the legal advisor of the group, Barrister Zamani Alumaga, is challenging the legality of the commission. The case is still ongoing before the Nasarawa State High Court in Lafia, the state capital.
Well, staying with security, 2 clerics have been speaking on the spate of attacks in the northeastern region of the country with suggestions on how to end the crisis. Now, while the Bishop of Catholic Church, Maiduguri Diocese, Most Reverend Oliver Dashe Duame, is asking members of the Boko Haram sect to lay down their arms and embrace dialogue with the federal government, his Anglican counterpart in Jos, the Archbishop of Jos Province and Bishop of Jos, Most Reverend Benjamin Kwashi, is asking for better conditions of service and encouragement for officers and men of security agencies. He believes that security work must be backed up with value for the lives of security officers to get the best out of them.
Such attacks, receives total condemnation from us. No right-thinking and loving person would cherish what the insurgents are doing. And so I want to say that as a church, we have been badly affected by this series of attacks from the insurgents. And of course, I'm calling on the insurgents, the Boko Haram members, to lay down their arms and embrace dialogue. Let them toy the part of dialogue. We must know that violence can never be a solution to any problem. If they have their own grievances, let them dialogue with the stakeholders, let them dialogue with the people concerned. If it is the government, let them dialogue with the government so that at the end, things will be solved amicably.
The difficulties of the work of security must be backed up with value for the lives of the security officers themselves. It must be backed up. They must be motivated, they must be encouraged, and they must know that their families also will be looked after. Once a security man knows that his family will be looked after, he sells his life because that's what he signed for. If care is not taken, once people know that their lives are valueless, we're going to have an increase of Boko Harams in different versions because people are getting really, really angry. And it is fast becoming that people feel that nobody cares about them in this country.
In the meantime, a combined raid by officers of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the Army, the Air Force, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has smashed a drug ring in the Sabo Tasha and Kawo areas in Kaduna State. The operation, which lasted hours, has led to the arrest of 50 suspected drug peddlers and over 100 addicts, just as illicit drugs, including cannabis, cocaine, and heroin, were seized.
They did not see it coming and did not imagine that the raid will have this complement of security operatives drawn from the Army, the Air Force, the NSCDC, and the NDLEA. This element of surprise caught the addicts and the peddlers napping at the Sabon Tasha area and also at the Kawo area of the state. The Kaduna State NDLEA commander, Mr. Mohammed Jibrin, says this is just a tip of the iceberg. Reading the state of criminals, they insist, is something not being taken lightly by security operatives.
In sanitizing the state of drug abuse and drug traffickers, and that brought about the setting up of a task force comprising of all the security agencies in the state. Given the task of combing the entire Kaduna state, not only Kaduna metropolis, of drug abuse and trafficking, to see that we dismantle all drug joints, we arrest all the major drug dealers in Kaduna.
Some of those arrested accepted culpability. Some others, however, say they are innocent.
Come to meet my colleagues, to collect my rope and my plump. I was there and I just saw people are running, and I joined the running, entered one compound. Then NDLEA officers come and grab me inside the compound.
The security operatives say due process will be followed as the suspects will be prosecuted after a thorough investigation has been carried out. Also, the addicts will have to go through a counseling and rehabilitation process.
Those users, we have a counseling facility in Zaria office. There, we counsel them, rehabilitate them, reorient them, reform them, and reintegrate them back to the society so that they can be useful to themselves, to their immediate family, and the society at large.
If you are a drug dealer, there are no two ways about it. You're going to court, we're going to prosecute you, we're going to jail you. But once you are caught with drug, either as a user or as a drug dealer, the law takes its course on you.
It is very difficult when you go on raid, you are running helter and skelter together, and they will throw it, or they keep it in a place that you will not know. The only place you will get somebody with cocaine, probably unless you make a good arrangement, or you do buy bust, that is, as you are giving, you are grabbing him. But in this kind of situation, it's very hard, you know? But the important thing is to send a signal to those hard areas that we are there and at any time we can arrest you.
Even with this raid, the security operatives still have a lot of work on their hands. With the general elections coming up, more of these drug dens must be flushed out to ensure that criminals do not have access to substances that would embolden them in the conduct of criminal activities.
In part 2, after the break, Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark International Women's Day. Issues bordering on empowerment take center stage. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.